Hello everybody, Hellcrex here, and welcome to another Mercenary Thoughts from the Inner Sphere, episode 224. And today we're going to be delving into the Cerberus, that 95-ton mech that, well, I'm not sure. I think I like it. Well, I've had good use with it, but then again, how I used it seemed to make it work all right. But it has some major drawbacks. All right. The Cerberus is 95 tons. It comes in with a 460 with an XL engine. And that's where it starts. Well, that's where the biggest drawback of it, but with the weapons loadout, using the XL engine at that speed, it sort of makes it kind of work, but yeah, we have some problems. Now, it does have 12 double heat sinks. All right, so that's not bad. It can dissipate all of its heat plus then some. So if it takes like an infernal round, it's still going to be running cool. All right. It has 197 points of armor. All right, so you got a mech with XL engines with only 197 points of armor. Yeah. Well, I have to say that's a major drawback when you're looking at almost 100 ton or 100 points short of what this mech can have for armor. Yeah, not good. Now that is ferrofibrous armor, so all right, there you go. Now, if they had designed this mech with Indosteel instead, that would have been better because you could toss all that extra tonnage into more armor. Okay, weapons loadout. We're looking at a Gauss rifle with 2 tons of ammo in the right and left arm each. All right. So it does have a pretty good punch out at distance. And that's pretty much how I've used it, is a fire support mech. Up close and personal, we have 2 medium pulse lasers in the right torso, 2 medium pulse lasers in the left torso, which are really short range things. I'm not a big fan of the medium pulse laser or the large pulse laser from the Inner Sphere. And then we have an anti-missile system in the head with a ton of ammo in the center torso. And then we have 2 machine guns facing in the rear in the left and right torso with a half ton of ammo in the center torso. There's really no need for case because where you got the ammo stored, well, in the center torso. So if you hit that, it's pretty much a giant firecracker going to go up in smoke. Now, I've used this mech before, but like I said, I looked at it and go, ooh, this doesn't have a lot of armor on it for a 95-ton mech. And I'm just like, okay, I'm going to hang back in the back here. And we've had other guys go forward, and I just sit back and pretty much use it as a fire support mech that just hammers away with the Gauss rifles pretty much all the game. And I use it at Gen Con or Origins, one of the two. And it's like, okay, I got it. I'm not going forward. And they look at it and it's like, don't go forward with that thing. And it's like, you're not kidding me. It's just something you want to use, but it's like, hey, I got all these medium pulse lasers, but you got to get up close and personal, and what everybody else is going to be doing is rip you a new one once you get those things in range. So yeah, not a big fan of that. Okay, overall, half the mech isn't so bad. In some ways, at least they went with the 4.6 moving, so you have a little bit of speed with it. Not that 4.6 is a rocket ship by any means. At least, in some ways, if you're going to run to get that 2 mod, it's like you have to move 5. And being a 4.6 is not much of an improvement, to put it that way. So, in some ways, could this mech have been done the same job as a 3.5 without have XLs? That's a good question. I have to take a look at that. to me, the biggest waste on this mech is the machine guns facing to the rear, where they expect a bunch of infantry to sneak up on them or something and try to mow them down. It's not going to do much deterrent against battle armor, for that matter. The anti-missile system, it might be something they could have done with giving it 2 anti-missile systems, replace those machine guns and have 2 anti-missile systems. You know, it's a Trek swap, so there you go. That might have been the way to go. But I personally would have rather had 4 just standard medium lasers and take that extra 4 tonnage that you're throwing to those pulse lasers and just throw it into armor. You know, give it more armor and go from there. Now, when it comes to the heat on this thing, we're looking at 20 heat, 21 or something like that, that it can dissipate. 24. So this is a mech that really doesn't have to worry about heat at all. So it's almost oversynced. You know, that's how I kind of look at it. It is one of those ones that you probably would have been better off changing the weapons loadout a little bit and improving it. That's the easiest improvement I can think of, is like drop the machine guns, maybe make those machine guns a flamer, and then maybe add a second anti-missile system, or give it not ER medium lasers, but just standard medium lasers. Heck, it could have gone with replace all those medium pulse lasers, give it 1 more medium laser and more armor. You know, sky's kind of limit there. It definitely could use some help in the armor department. Now, like I said, the best way I've ever used this mech is just hang back and try to hit people at range with the Gauss rounds. That's it. You know, I'd never try to get this thing close, because I knew as soon as I get close, especially if you're facing off against really good like clan mechs and stuff, this thing just gets ripped to pieces. And even then, it took some hits. My experience is you take a couple clan PPC shots, and you know, you're looking at it going, well, yeah, there's some holes in me, because a clan PPC and even a large pulse laser hitting this thing, and you're into the juicy bits. Even getting hit with a PPC and a large laser will punch holes through this thing, and you're into the internal structure. That's how little armor this thing has. So yeah, it's not a good deal. Now, there are a few well, there it is. There is a few variants on this mech. There's the 5M. This one replaces one of the Gauss rifles with an ERPPC. So yeah, you're getting less damage out of it, but the range is a little bit better, just my 1 pip. But it uses the extra free weight for upgrade the armor to 14 tons. So it adds 3 more tons of armor on it. So 14 tons is what, around 50-something points more. So at least it puts into the, I think, 247 range, something like that. So that isn't so bad. Then it adds 3 more double heat sinks and 2 more pulse lasers. So you're looking at 6 pulse lasers, which, yeah, that's 24. And you add the Gauss rifle, that's 25. And maybe the anti-missile system shooting, that's 20. You know, you're looking at 26, 27. So, and you added 3 more, so it can dissipate 30. So it's still oversynced. And, you know, it's like, oh, you got that PPC. If I'm close enough to shoot the pulse lasers, I'm not worrying about shooting the PPC. To be honest, it's just extra heat you don't need to worry about. So, yeah, there's that. So still, I think it's slightly oversynced again. Okay, then we got the 6B, which is based on the 5M, which we just talked about. This is an upgrade to the Cerberus that removes the machine guns and their ammunition. 2 medium pulse lasers been upgraded to ER medium lasers. Okay, that's an improvement. And makes room for a C3 computer. All right, so this turns it into a command mech, basically, for a Lance. And so it can upload the targeting data to other friendly mechs. So, yeah. Okay, so now you just made it a command version. So I can easily see a lot of times, all right, the machine guns are kind of expendable to begin with. And then by removing, there's 2 more tons, what you have with the pulse lasers you upgraded to. So there you go. And they got to get it from someplace else, so they probably removed some heat sinks, maybe. I hope they didn't take armor off the thing. All right, then there's the 5.3 or the V3. This is the basic upgrade of the Cerberus. Removes the machine guns and the vaulting ammunition and replaces them with an additional 1.5 tons of armor. Okay. So that's 1.5 tons isn't all that great. So you're looking at maybe 25, 26 points of more armor. Not a great improvement, but an improvement all the same. It's like I said, the ammunition just stored in the center torso, and 95% of the time, probably, it's like when I had them using the mech, I never ever fired the machine guns. So all it is just a potential of going up like a Roman candle. So it's kind of a wasted thing. That's why I suggested replacing it with a flamer. At least the flamer, don't have to worry about it blowing up. And if somebody does get close, or infantry get close, at least you can cook them. You know, there's that much. And then there's a 7K introduced in 3120. This is way down the line from us. Well, gee, that's, what, 70 years down the line. Built around Indosteel chassis, and it uses anti-ballistic armor, and it has upgraded pulse lasers, removes the smaller ballistic weaponry like the machine guns. So yeah, you're gaining probably more tonnage by using Indosteel versus ferrofibers. So like I said before, that's anytime you can use Indosteel over ferrofibers, do so. And that's pretty much what I have to say about that. And it's like my son's been looking at the Dark Ages stuff and everything in 3120 plus, you know, the 3150 era. He's looking at that. It's like wanting to do that kind of stuff. So who knows what lurks in yonder corners. And there's a notable pilots, Colonel Sandra Barkley, commander of the 7th Light Horse Regiment of the Arundeni Light Horse, piloted the Cerberus during the attack on Coventry. Later, during the assault on Huntress, alongside Task Force Serpent. Then we had Jake Fuller of the Northwind Highlanders during the Clan World attack on the Clan Worlds. We're talking way down the line there. Boy, that's some history that... What is this stuff they're talking about? We're not even there yet. All right, so that's the Cerberus in a nutshell. It's one of those mechs, if you want to make it a little better, rip some equipment off of it and change it a little bit. You know, you can't do anything about the engine unless you got a factory refit. But I can easily see removing a PP Gauss rifle for a PPC, downgrading the pulse lasers to medium lasers, and add more armor. And then you have a little bit more survivability. Otherwise, it doesn't take long to kill this thing. And that's just that in a nutshell. It's a mech looking for armor. And the only way to do it is take stuff off that doesn't get a lot of use. All right. That is it. That's the Cerberus in a nutshell. Hope you guys like this one. Like and subscribe and share with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Hellcrex out.